Taurus, how are you? I am here to do your reading for the month of December. This is your extended reading. I will also be doing your check-in reading, okay? That will be a short Celtic cross check-in, and then I will also be doing a full moon reading. There's a full moon on the 7th in Gemini. The moon is in conjunction with Mars. It will be very, very powerful. All right, and also a new moon on the 23rd. I will be doing moon readings for both of those, all signs collective reads, as well as the short singled and troubled in love. Okay, I hope you guys are doing well. I may also start some specials on some of the countries and leaders, as well as Pluto. I started making my Pluto file for Pluto's move into Aquarius, which is really interesting because I I did some charts pretty far out. I think from a chart from the beginning, a heart chart from the beginning of the movement, the end of the movement, dates. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of work into that one because I'll do a house analysis for each of you guys. So that'll either go up this month or next month, okay, in part, and it will be linked under a different chapter and series, just like I do for major transits sometimes for you guys, okay? That will be a big one and will be an interesting one. So needless to say, in the interest of time, I already pulled for you guys. This is, again, your extended reading. Take what applies, leave the rest. Definitely check your sun, moon, rising, or any stellums if this one's not for you, and if you're in real need of one and this one is not pulling on your energy, check other readers, okay? That said, this is timeless. Just looking at the chart, your ruler is going to, at the tail end of Sagittarius, and is going to be moving into Capricorn. It will be in Capricorn about the middle of the road in Capricorn by the 23rd when the new moon hits, okay? Capricorn is in the 9th house. So when we're dealing with 9th house, we're dealing with, which it will be in for the majority of the month, the natural placeholder for Sagittarius, okay, the natural home base for Sagittarius, but in your case, it's your 10th house. I'm sorry, it's your 9th house cusp for Capricorn. So with Capricorn on the 9th house, or ruling, the cusp of the 9th house for you guys, if you're a true rising, or if you don't know your true rising and you're in here for your sun, then it is a more structured spot, okay? And you are a fixed sign, okay? What does this mean? It means that in certain scenarios, especially when it comes to things like organized religion or travel or things like this, those things when it comes to you or studies may be very, very structured. And Tauruses tend to be structured anyway. Not to say that you don't like the lavish, because Taurus loves luxury and appeal. That said, when you're dealing with things like higher learning or religion or dogma, you can get kind of entrenched. And I am pulling extended Lenormands here today, and just to call those leader lanes out for you. You got the fish, the road, the magnifying glass, the church, and the sun, okay? And on this aisle with the church, going vertically, there is some kind of, I don't want to say negative, but yeah, kind of some negative energy. However, there's always also a freeing up of some negative energy. So I do feel like some of you are going through some stuff with collective consciousness, kind of reprogramming yourself or questioning your beliefs when it comes to dogma, or running into some sort of issues as it relates to faith, religion, and church. That you are addressing, that are here showing up in this reading for the Taurus that's showing up for you, okay? Also, I see a lot of opportunity and prosperity for you this month, as well as some decisions, and they're rather weighty decisions that require a fool's leap of some type and some internal awakening and recognition that is very internal, okay? I do see a significant relationship here. I have one of two ways that I do your extended reads, and this is one of the months that I am segregating out for you guys. In terms of, we're doing, let me just go down here in these in order: family, love, all right, career, and self, okay? So, and all of these look pretty damn good. I mean, nobody's is ever whatever, but let me just, there is something going down here on the something that's been going on for a very, very long time, that you've had a hard time getting your bearings on. And I do think that if you are reflective and tap into a higher sense of spirituality, self-love, and exploration, that you can bring yourself out of what the challenges are that I see here. I do think that will maybe possibly get easier for you once Neptune goes direct, and Neptune will be going direct here this month. Let me see what day. On the 3rd, it already is direct, okay? And it's been retrograde for a very long time. Let me just check my chart, my notes. Yeah. So on December 3rd, it went direct, and that will really help you with some clarity around illusions. And when we're dealing with Neptune, it's the higher octave of Venus, but it's also it's the higher octave of Venus, but it can also really have to do with religion, especially in the ways that we can get like into dogma or delusions. Okay, if you look at like the grandeur of some of the nationalist movements, and some of these groups are experiencing like a blindness to the separation of church and state, and it's kind of like copying some movements of fascism that we've seen in some really dark periods of history. That's rather scary. And so, there can be a recognition of that and a kind of breakdown and examination of it, okay? It's really hard when it's on a large group basis, okay? Because, when you're dealing with typical cult-like scenarios, okay, like Jonestown or Jim Jones or, David Koresh or Charles Manson, you're dealing with a small populace that, lived with, one or two leaders in a place where they were, subjected to cult-like rhetoric that, eventually brainwashed them and radicalized them in some way. When you're dealing with a large national movement that's tied to one of our largest religions in the country, right? Because we have like, Judaism, Christianity, we have Hinduism, we have Muslims, we have, these various factions. When you're dealing with Christianity, there's been like a large, since I was little, I remember there used to be like a lot of different churches. Like, in other words, there was like a Protestant church, and there was an Episcopalian church, there would be a Methodist church, there would be a Lutheran church. And what you've seen is like there's still Catholic churches, and what you've seen is a ton of other churches close down and kind of conglomerate into these very, very large churches that call themselves non-denominational, but have had extensive ties to a lot of politicking. And there's just been kind of a crossover, and what we've seen is kind of like this fear surrounding religion and control surrounding dogmatic, religion, as well as like something, a separation from the teachings of Christ to kind of a sense of wanting to control the rest of society's choices. And, there's like the ideal of any religion on its best day. Like, we teach this, we learn this, we value this, we value life, for instance. But when you're dealing with a democratic society, we don't control everything the way the rules are in church. We understand that there are some laws and rules that we cannot control everything in a democracy, and that's part of having a democracy, as well as having the freedom of religion, whether you're agnostic or atheist or religious. And so there are some things, when they're not a threat to society, that we leave up to people's choice. And that's kind of part of, even if you do have faith, like if God puts you into this world to be tested, to have to make the right decisions when you have a right to make the wrong decision, that is part of evolving as a being and evolving in your own life. So if we control everything and make it a perfect world according to a rule of theology, then we start to run into problems, because there are so many different sects and beliefs on theology. It's obviously a breach of our own constitution, but on a worldwide stage as well. We use faith and custom to bring people together in communities. But when you start using that as a law to make somebody like this, and there is no way to do this or that, or start to make judgments as if we are, the order of God, or government does those things, it becomes very controlling as well as very dangerous. And so anyways, we've seen those things play out right now. It's a very hard time for those things. And like, definitely, you know, obviously you're in a tarot reading, you know, say your prayers for society in general right now, okay? That we can get through this time and come back to the collective, you know, forward trajectory of love and not fear. All right, and anyways, that's it. I see a lot of activity in your home and family life. I feel like you either have a lot of children around or you have a lot of things going on in your family, like a lot of activity, and I feel like it's magical in some way. There are some instances here, and I do feel like there is either some messaging in regards to dogma, or a lot of structuring and programming that you're questioning or dealing with in regards to a sector in your family life right now, okay? I do see a strong connection here, either with an ex or somebody new. I have the Two of Cups here. Some of you may be married. I do see some sort of opportunity here coming in on the family front, and maybe from somebody in your family or from somebody else, but it is an ability to widen your network and to your resources. It's in regards to, you know, I do feel like there is a lot of prosperity or potential prosperity going on with you right now, okay? And some of that may come through an opportunity either to you or one of your family members, okay? I do feel, you know, or someone you're close with, all right? It does require some sort of choice or fool's leap here. Just to call these out, I have on the first lane, I have the Two of Wands, the Fool, the Two of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. So there is something here about making sure you're assertive, but speaking hastily and making a change or grabbing an opportunity here, as well as being honest and, you know, and for some reason it's going back to some ninth house issues, which, you know, with your ruler moving through the ninth house in Capricorn, it may upset or challenge some of your structures, or something coming in or going on regarding communication, which Mercury will also be passing through Capricorn and be very close proximity to your ruler by the time we get to the 23rd of a new beginning. And I do see the Ace of Pentacles here under the Sun, okay? And the Sun is a very happy card, okay? So I do think, you know, there is something about you accepting, you know, on these outside leaders, just to go down, we have blame, patience, success, and loneliness. And down here on this self-care aisle, I do see some pain down here in something that happened or that you're examining from the past, or something of this sort, okay? And I'm not going to deal with it till we get down there. Let me see. Okay. Let's start pulling some clarifiers, Taurus, shall we? I love seeing this here for you, though. Up here at the top, as well as down here. Within your love life right now, there is some sort of decision. I feel like you're thinking a lot at night because you have, and I feel like there's something you have to have patience over, all right? And there is some level of restriction and control going on that is impeding your happiness, or you're trying to hold on to your happiness at all costs. Possibly there's some greed going on inside the family of one sort or another, dealing with some money, but there's also a release here because of all the cards. You had a couple come out in reverse, and one of them is this Eight of Swords in reverse. So I do feel like there's something kind of magical here from some sort of internal recognition that you're doing here this month in regards to your love life, all right, and to move towards a victory. And I do feel like there's some sort of examination you're doing in regards to a partnership with a loved one, or a partnership in family or extended family here that you have, where you want to come towards a victory. And there may have been a period of a break previous in a relationship, or some sort of internal reflection and resting on things to decide about some things that are fairly important, okay? And moving towards victory on some sort of front here for you in the love department. You know, really involves you you know, practicing patience and forgiveness and some self-evaluation here to get to the next run. I see you doing it. I see you wanting to do it, okay? So that is available here for you, all right? But there is a a thing where you're looking at something close and from far away, all right, and trying to get your sense of bearings on how your view of things might be like curtailed. Like I'm seeing like a horse with with blinders on to block their peripheral vision, which kind of stinks anyways. But when they're a workhorse and you're like headed down one route, it's like it's hard to see the periphery. And I see that there is call for you to stop and look at the periphery and look at some things close and far away, so that you can see where you might be getting in your own way on some things. Okay. All right. And all right, so let's take a look here. What is this Two of Wands about here for my Taurus? I feel like some sort of opportunity came in, or there is an opportunity to work on something, or there is some sort of call like, oh, I can't work on something, or some sort of contract. It could have been at work, but it could have also been with family. Either your siblings or your family members may be arguing or bickering about something, all right? And you know, you may get an opportunity where you're bickering about something at work, or there's something that you want to win at all costs, and there's some sort of judgment either made on you or that you're contemplating in regards to this, okay? And it may be because of a conversation that comes about that you didn't expect, so, or something of this sort. Now, it could also be that something you expected to go along at home isn't jiving with some sort of opportunity or schedule with work as well, okay? Give me this Fool here. I feel like there's some sort of decision in regards to a major commitment, or again, some sort of leap that you need to make that you're feeling like you're trying to make, or weigh up in the right way and make an independent decision. I think it's an important thing that you've been contemplating. It could have to, any of you, you're popping up here. So I do feel like, you may be worried that you made a bad decision, or you left into something too soon, and you may feel stuck in some sort of way. But I do see that you have to get like a fresh perspective to be able to move. And again, that's what I'm going to say about like that blinder and the headlights of that workhorse that just sees one way through, and this is the only way. And there's some sort of contemplation here about the journey of change within you here that's very important on a family front right now. Take it as it resonates, let me know. There is some sort of either, now for some of you, there could be something going on with the justice system, or possibly a Libra, or some sort of balance when it comes to a relationship, whether it's your lover or somebody else in the family here, where justice is stepping in and there's something you're holding on to very tightly here, okay? In regards to a relationship, okay? Now this could be with an ex, or it could be with your current relationship. Again, this also may have to do with a child or baby. Some of you may be on the fence about a relationship because of a child or baby, or having some issues that you're looking at here in regards to some pretty heavy shit on a move that you and your partner are going to make in regards to the family, or some decisions where you feel like you made the bad decision, or you don't want to make the wrong decision in regards to a family spot, or you feel like you left through too soon in regards to something. Okay, some of you could have felt like you got into a relationship too soon that you're trying to hold on to, and some of you could be having some issues in your partnership but trying to hold on to it nonetheless, okay? Or, hang on. Give me this Knight of Swords. Now, if some of you have I feel like some of you are speaking out, or there's something going on. Again, there's some hasty communication, possibly an argument or fight, or some sort of structural change that requires structural change because of the leap of faith that you want to make, or a bad decision that you feel like you made. And while you may feel a little bit wounded, there may be some sort of like blow up realization that you really have to go internally on to see how to deal with. And again, some of this may relate to your own programming, tradition, belief system, and how it's become too entrenched in one way or another. All right, and there may be some sort of reckoning in regards to that. You know, especially if you're dealing with somebody that has some air, you know, and possibly a Scorpio or some Virgo in their chart. Okay. All right, there may be some hasty communication here where you are too defensive about something, or it requires you to have some structural changes. And I do see those changes because of this, okay? Because of this communication. And I do feel like there's going to be some communication that comes in or occurs surrounding family that just kind of upsets some things that you know, there is a need to be very wise and seek some internal direction on. Okay, and I do feel like it has to do with you know, disseminating part of the you know, fixed ideas that you may have about some things. Okay, what is the Ace of Pentacles here? Or those fixed ideas tend to cause some sort of issue here in December. Okay, let me know how it plays out. All right, but there is a sense of and a need to take responsibility here. I do see a new beginning here with some happiness if you are able to do this, okay? And it has to do with exploration, possibly with some children, or with previous family relations, all right, that can bring on some happiness and a new beginning. With the Ace of Pentacles, that is a divine gift, okay? And, you know, some of you could have some children, maybe you know, here that are the subject of a new beginning or something here. Others of you could really have like a lot of news coming in about, you know, just studying and rewielding a lot of vitality within yourself, okay, to chase this new beginning or to proceed with this new beginning, okay? But it requires that you accept responsibility for your well-being and anything that's going on here, that you need to drop any fixated ideas that you have that have been impeding your progress, okay? Let me go here to this second line. I'm going to pull a different deck because repeaters are very important to me. Now, I do see here on the love scenario that there is like some sort of patience that you're needing to have. And again, I brought this up in the other one, that there may be some issues you're having here with a partner. It doesn't have to be, you know, because it popped up on your family aisle as well. But with this freeing, and I do see a freeing here when it comes to something to do with religion and dogma and family values and structure here, that you want to free yourself from. And it's because of a decision that you either make at night, or a decision that you're being divinely called to. You're at kind of a crossroads on where to go. And there is something that you're looking at that's kind of got you in a tizzy. But again, I feel like you're taking off those blinders to look at it from different angles. And I feel like this is kind of an internal thing here. All right. There's some, you know, and it says, I accept everything happens in divine order. Give me this judgment here. Some of you may get an opportunity to travel for work or something like this and be a little bit concerned about it, or to move. All right, for some of you that could be a possibility, especially with this ninth house activation. There might be an opportunity that you have from work, or consideration of like traveling for work more, or moving, okay, making a big move. All right, I do see you got, yeah, because of like a work opportunity or a housing thing, or some sort of leap. There is some concern about it. There's some really self-evaluation about it, okay? For some of you, you could be thinking of getting a house, but there is some really heaviness to this new beginning somehow, and maybe because it has repercussions as to your family life or other things here, okay? I do see you looking at it with a fine-tooth comb, but again, it's very important to widen your stance on how you're looking at it from like multiple views, and not be stuck in like systems of dogma that are like holding you down in regards to these things, okay? to make the right decision for your ultimate soul growth. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. Okay. For something here that's been like contemplating here for a while that you may have been hanging on. Okay, some of you maybe, you know, that you've been like waiting or stuck on something that you're trying to manifest. Okay, now some of you could be stuck on like some sort of, you know, thing that's keeping you moving forward with like a give and take, you know, reciprocation here on something, and that may be emanating from you or your partner here on the love front. Okay, I do see you moving towards victory to try and institute that from a higher place here, after making a decision that requires some internal evaluation, and I already like spoke on that. Okay, give me this Eight of Swords here. Some of you could be in recovery or dealing with a lot of internal big work right now. Some of you may have a partner that has a sun, moon, rising Leo. I have a Strength and a Queen of Rods here, okay, and a Seven of Rods. And there may be something that you need to like break away from this person, or have a lot of strength to free yourself from the restrictions that this person is imposing on you. And if you have a moon or a rising Leo, this could be you fighting yourself here. There's something to do with that part of your chart. I'm not looking at your personal charts, but if I was, and you did, I'd be looking at that because there's some sort of restriction around there that's going on, and freeing of that, and it relates back to your dogma or some sort of traditional values here that are like holding you back or whatever, holding those blinders on. It's kind of like a security blanket, and Leo is another fixed sign, interestingly enough. So, but there's some sort of freeing of restriction or some sort of possibly Leo or fire sign here that is of prevalence. And if you have a lot of fire in your chart, this could be, you could play off here as well, or that part of your chart is, there's a freeing of that, okay? Hold on. And it's because you have to block it out, or you may have require a lot of strength to do that or something of this sort, okay? What is this Four of Pentacles here? I do see, like, again, there's issues from the past or some sort of greed or stinginess that you are closing out, okay? And that will happen if you are able to face this. There's some sort of fear of abandonment or prior abandonment issues, okay, that you are holding on to here, possibly to do with a Virgo and an ending. Possibly also, you know, if you have Virgo in your own chart or you're just heavily contemplating this at this time, this brings you back into a place of happiness, okay? There's some sense of control and possessiveness and like financial control that either, you know, is coming to an end, and this may have been you exerting this to, you know, because you felt like you needed to, but you're going through some period of self-examination here where there's an end to that situation, and it brings in a lot of happiness, okay? Look for that to, you know, get higher, and for communications about this thing or a lot of thoughts to get higher or heightened, all right? And new beginnings to take place within this around the 23rd and within 2 weeks following, okay? Have patience with it, okay? If you're feeling especially tense about something like this right now, okay? Give me this Two of Pentacles here. There's something here with your money or your resources and your love life or in a relationship here where like it's a very, very heavy burden with a new beginning, all right? You may feel out of sorts. There may be temptations to cheat, or you may have been dealing with somebody else that was having like a temptation to cheat, or you guys want a lot of things here in your love life, and one or both of you are acting greedy in some way. All right, here that is like actually like hindering some sort of delay where there's like this discussion and thought about this new beginning here. All right, when I don't like seeing a 10 of Rods with a King of Rods in the reverse and an Ace of Rods, because that is a divine gift, but there is a huge load to carry with it. And when I see a King of Rods in reverse, it's like, you know, somebody's back's about to break. You know, literally you guys could have some flare-ups with your back, especially if you like work. I don't know, you just could have like irritations in your back. And they may be like, you know, obviously see a doctor if you have problems with your back, but like, you know, they may get heightened around stress. Any of you that have ever dealt with nerve pain and had nerve pain of, you know, in addition to emotional stress at the same time, it can literally be an electrical storm within your body, you know, and there is a need to like breathe and think and almost like go into a place of meditation, but not into the traditional forms or something like this that you typically seek that. Like I feel like there is this pull that anytime I'm off, I just do this and I stick with this and that always works and then everything will be fine. But there's something here calling you out that's not fine. Okay, that you're working through here right now. And again, for some of you, this may have to do with a move or something. I do see a lot of happiness here after this work is done, okay? Give me this 10 of Pentacles here. You have a 10 of Pentacles. That is like the ultimate in security and wealth and happiness here in home life, okay? And I do feel like for some of you, you've either been with somebody for a really long time or you have children, or there's somebody from the past possibly that you're thinking of, all right? There is something here related to a gift. There's some sort of victory here, either that this person, lost you for a second, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius as a sun, moon, rising, or this could be you. I have Queen of Cups. There's a lot of love here, a lot of deep feeling. But what I also see here, and this, what's crazy about this is this is like on your career aisle, is there is like, there's something here about your career and finances in general, where again, there's like this opening of perspective here for you. And it says there's like no greater goal than to love. And I don't know if something's happened where you've gotten out of hand in your career or with something with work or something that for inward peace you're tying yourself back to something here with the journey and receiving some sort of blessing. All right, and for any of you that have been battling any kind of addiction or issues with dogma or something like this, I do see an end of that situation. Hold on, there is a Queen of Cups here. Hold on, give me this Queen of Cups. There's some sort of truth that becomes a very heavy burden here that's spoken, all right? And again, this may be cause of what, you know, there may be some sort of legal situation or truth or justice or balance that is going on here with somebody with some water in their chart that you love or that affects your career in some way or another. Some of you could be engaging in some like coaching or therapy for your career as well, or some of you may actually be a coach or a therapist or to your clients in one way or another, okay, here. And again, I'm getting that there's some sort of crossroads in regards to this here. What is this? And there's some sort of feeling, blessing, illumination about how you need to quiet down, okay, and take a rest, all right? For some of you, you may be exploring your options in regards to this, especially if you've had some sort of sadness or burnout here that you haven't been dealing with, all right, in the past here, all right? There may have been some codependency or addiction issues or something like this that kind of affected your career, or some of you may be experiencing some, again, control, dealing with old dogma or structures at work or in kind of like that 9th house sphere right now. Give me this, Devil. But there is an ending to that obsession in one way or another here, okay? And it's partly brought about because of some sadness. Some of you may be breaking some ties, again, with either a church or some sort of dogma or government or structure that has kind of affected you negatively in one way or another, okay? There could have been like prior like abuse by an organization on you or someone in your family or something like this. Okay, here, that is coming up at this time, that you're weighing your options in regards to. Some of you could be like breaking some sort of contract or breaking some sort of, addressing some of these deeper issues here on this 9th house access. I see very strongly here for you, okay? As well as a recognition of how it's maybe, give me this, there's some sort of, again, restriction, that like there's an end to these restrictions here, all right? And it comes through communication and movement. Some of you literally may be moving, but some of you may be moving away from old dogmatic views in order to having a, you know, a kind of apology or something, okay? Now, some of you could be dealing with some sort of restrictions around making up with somebody, or like some sort of makeup may have been previously restricted, and I do see that like ending. There may have been some backstabbing or third-party interference here in one way or another that interfered with happiness or some sort of family, you know, camaraderie or get together. And again, some of this may be centered around some ways that you are addressing that you need to change. Okay, and that is about where the pressures become too great, or your own sense of structure has become too great that it's restricted you in one way or another. Then it's like putting love back at the center of that goal fixes it, you know, in some way that's rather significant here. Okay, give me this star. There may have been a healing as well in regards to some old memories from the past that you're going through, again, to deal with like healing and your own rejuvenation here, all right? And again, your dreams may be really heavy about this, or you may be getting ideas about work, or there may be somebody else with some independence around you that's going through a period of healing that means a lot to you. I'm not sure if you're close with them right now or not. Okay, this person could have Aquarius or Pisces in their chart. Okay, but I see some sort of rest and relaxation here, either with this person, and they may be a rather independent person, but I feel like you have a lot of memories with this person. All right, give me this three of wands here. Again, this may have to do with a mother figure. Hold on. Again, there may be a move here indicated by either you or somebody else here, or something that there is a lot of like, some of you guys may have plans canceled or a trip planned or some sort of trip going on. It may have to do with work, but I don't like seeing this devil here pop up on this island and this island this way. Some of you may have had issues tapping into some sort of spirituality or journey that you've been on, or thinking about, related to you know, some sort of delay here. Okay, hold on, let me pull it. Yeah, I just want to pull a different deck in case I have repeaters. Hey, Taurus, I do feel like there is like some sort of feeling going on in the background here that you're not sure who to talk to about your emotions, and you're having a hard time getting a clip on some emotions that you're not expressing. All right, they could have to do with your love life, okay, or a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You may be like kind of lying to yourself, or not discussing something that's going on internally for you emotionally that's affecting your aisle of self right here. And for some reason it's related to memories of your past. Okay, give me this. Some of you may be dealing with an hold on, give me this. There is something here, possibly with somebody you're living with, or a mother figure here, all right, that again, there was some restrictions or bondage, or something that happened here that was unfortunate, that like now you're cut off from this person, and it's affecting you on an internal level, and there's some sort of re-examination here. Like it says, loneliness, I know that I'm never alone, and then like these cards are coming on with this as well. Like there's some sort of internal loneliness that I don't feel like you're expressing right now, Taurus. You may not be expressing it to those closest to you right now either, okay? I'm showing up here with the, hold on, give me this Tower. There's some sort of resistance to change, okay? And I feel like, and fear of loss here. That like something to do with this, you're not expressing to anybody. There may have been like a loss of a love or something here that blew up, or you're afraid of something blowing up, but like your fear of being afraid of being alone is actually like holding you back from love, because there's some part of your heart here that's not getting expressed, that you're dealing with and aware of, but you're not sure who to talk to about it here on this Taurus that's showing up here on this self file. And it's making you feel alone. And I feel like you're going to be addressing these issues, because I see it here with the sun. All right, for those of you that choose to tap into it, but there is some method of it that's making you feel alone. And again, I'm going to take you back to this. I feel at what I said in the beginning, that there's something going on here with ninth house issues surrounding travel, or an opportunity to travel, or something to do with your church or your foundational beliefs that have also always left you to feel secure, that have been like your security blankets, go-tos, that are calling for inward reflection and calling for, like, I just keep getting that, like a horse in Central Park, you know, they put those on them, you know, so that they're always looking ahead and they don't have good peripheral vision and they don't want to get spooked or whatever. And I feel like a Taurus is really good at getting into the routine, so that they can click along. They're a fixed sign, you know, and you're a prosperous fixed sign typically. But when you get stuck in your routine to make yourself go, you know what you need to feel secure. And so sometimes you get stuck in these routines of, that have always worked for you, but somehow there's something here not working that you're contemplating here, and I do see you doing it. So, and it does look very, very beautiful. There does look to be something to do with a baby or some sort of fool's leap here, where there may be some sort of argument or issue here with resources and deciding how to go about some things. I mean, I feel like I've gone over it. Let me get some final advice for you, and then I will see you guys in your singled and troubled, as well as the moon readings. And then definitely check out those specials if I start them this month. All right, I'm going to do some focus on some leaders and some country charts when I do that Pluto special. So I'll probably have like an intro, a thing for each sign, as well as some specialty looks. All right, people have been asking me for that. So yeah, there's something here again about just tapping into love. Just re-tap into love, okay? There's a decision, or you watching somebody, or have been thinking about it for a while. I have the Ace of Cups, Page of Swords, and the World. There's some sort of closeout, or yeah. There's some sort of closeout or investment here that you're either ending or coming to the end of, that you got to make like slow steps for, about your ultimate family happiness, okay? And you may be moving to invest somewhere else, all right? And taking steps towards that for, you know, to free yourself of restrictions, all right, for a victory. I feel like it's very important. I feel like it involves, you know, either a relationship where you're a father or there's a father involved here, okay? Again, I do see a closeout to that situation, or like a reaching of the next steps, okay? And it does involve like overflowing love. And there is this thing of tapping back into love that I already discussed with you, and all these aisles. It's kind of crazy how these are playing out together. Give me this World here. This is going to bring you a lot of success, whether you're closing out a cycle, or yeah, there's like victory and options here. Again, I feel like you're a little trepidatious, but it's all about plugging into love to win, taking off the blinders, not being fixed, being like open, like childlike naivety again. Grab hold of that is what I'm getting here. I feel like you're waiting to make this leap of something pretty big here. that you've been contemplating or that you know you need to do. You feel a little stressed about it, a lot of options, but there's victory surrounding it and potentially a lot of excitement. But it does require for you to make a decision to tap into love, overflowing love. All right, to make that change. So enjoy that, Taurus. Let me know how it goes. I'll see you guys later. Let me find where's my, I'm gonna find my clicker. Here we go. Bye, Taurus.